Okay, so like last week, we're going to be using some tape that is double-sided and some Hershey wrappers. So, I have a couple that we still have to fold out. That one I don't really like as much. So, we're going to open them up and flatten them, just like we did last week. Okay, this one's torn on me, but that's okay. Now, for this one, I've used 3 rows of double-sided 3D tape. You can see that there's a difference in thickness. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to use this torn one right now. What I will do though is grab the 3 that we have, because that's the length of our paper. That we'll need 3 full ones. And then that torn one that we have is going to be on the end. So for the moment, we're actually going to go and peel. But first, I think I'll show you. This is what the roll of 3D double-sided tape looks like. It's thicker than the normal, like, strands, because this is one strand of the thin one versus one of this 3D. So, I am going to do the other way for the 3D now. Using our scissors. Cut. Going to do 3 again. But my roll has died out, so okay, I'll only do 2. I have to get more of this when I go shopping. That's on my list now. I have to get double-sided 3D tape that is over a centimeter wide. Okay. So, now start peeling back your tape. And then once you've got your first one down, the others will go on pretty much the same way. Now, considering that I'm going to be cutting hearts and X's and O's out of this, I don't care that it's not completely smooth. I like the ribs. I'm putting the last one on. Alright. So this is what it looks like. You can see all the ribbing on it. And yes, there's extra, so we'll just tear that off. Okay, now with our scissors, we're just going to follow our tape line and get our red off of our board. Okay, as you can see, it's nice and still intact. We're going to put our sheet aside. Now, you can cut it into squares as is. What I'd like to do is cut the smaller one off. Okay. And it's going to be cut again. I'm just eyeballing it. Okay? I don't want them completely perfect. What I'm going to do now is cut a triangle up from the bottom. And the same from the other side, but not letting them touch. Okay. Then from the sides, do the same thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I will be using these little pieces that I've cut off as corners on photos. So right now it looks like a K, but by cutting the other side and making sure that I cut completely to touch, we now have an X. Now for the other one, I'm going to be cutting an O. My goal is to basically just cut the corners off in a circular motion. Okay, now they are roughly the same size. For the inside, I could bend it and cause more here, or end up taking out some of the color that I like. So what I'm going to be doing is using one side of the scissors and cutting this way. Now if I'm right, then I cut just enough that I can poke the scissors through. But of course I didn't. And my paper's ripping anyway, so that's okay. I'll just do it this way then. It's okay. If that you end up having to just fold it and cut it the way that I'm doing it now, you can always recover the O when that you are done. As you can see, we've got an X and an O. It's not perfect, but it will do the job that it needs to. So.
Subscribe to me and you will see a brand new video daily. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.